This channel is supported by Truefire. Truefire is an online library of
enough. You can get the Truefire All Access Pass for as cheap as they ever do it, the $99 thing. So just jump and do that if you're looking for the best price that you can get Truefire All Access for. Okay, so PRS sent me this guitar to check out. Now, I think the intention was that it was going to be a loan, but I'm trying to make them let me play this for longer. I'll keep you in the loop on that. But anyway, so this is a PRS S2 special. What else do I need to tell you? I actually looked at the price of these. It's getting up towards $3,000, but I think this version of a guitar from PRS, this is like their getting close to like the top of the sort of range thing they make, right? We've got the semi-hollow, you've got two 58, 15 pickups, you've got the narrow field, 22 frets. I really, really like the neck on this. It's like a comfortable medium C, not wide, not thin, not too fat either. Not quite as large as the DGT, I don't think. Nut is cut really well, like lots and lots and lots and lots of great things about it, obviously. But I wanted to kind of try it on a gig, so I was down at the Kingswear Yacht Club the other day. And it's also Nitro, which is actually kind of one of the attractive things to me about a guitar that over time is going to show you its workhorseness. I was discussing this with my buddy Jake the other day, like the idea of playing a guitar loads and loads of gigs. I kind of like the idea that eventually it will kind of show that in the guitar itself. I think that is kind of really the only real benefit of Nitro, apart from being like how they made it, even though I think modern Nitro isn't really the same stuff, right? But to me, that's the charm of Nitro. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but it's more like if you use this guitar, it's kind of gonna leave your imprint on it, whereas Poly kind of doesn't wear in quite the same kind of way. Anyway, so it was a bit of a hot and sweaty gig, to be honest. And what was really the main kind of takeaway from this guitar for me was how light it feels and how comfortable. And if you were doing a lot of gigs, then this is the sort of thing that I think is kind of going to be ideal for that situation. Not only that, you know, so we've got a lot of things actually that stick out to me about this guitar. So another thing that's kind of attractive about this as a PRS is that it's not really trying to be anything other than what it is. So you think of something like a Silver Sky, it's like, well, that's clearly strat based, or you think about some of their other guitars. And some of those are a bit more, you know, like Les Paulish. And I can see why there's like players like Justus West and, you know, quite a lot of session players and stuff like that make use of a PRS of some form. Typically that's where I'm used to seeing them, like quite a lot of pro guitarists, like maybe session players, maybe gigging. Actually, the used market in the UK at the moment is pretty good for PRS. Just put a finger there if you want, I guess. But yeah, super lightweight, which is great. Super comfortable neck. The one thing for me is like, it's not fighting me back very hard, whereas I am quite used to playing like a Telly or a Strat live, whereas there's a little bit more work going into stuff. So this is just something to get used to. And I did have the same thing with the PRS SE DGT, right? Because I gigged that a few times. The one thing that I really prefer about this is that this switch is in a better place for me. I think the PRS DGT was further back here, right? Whereas this one, I can get to that a bit easier. For me, I personally, anytime I've got an opportunity to run single coils on a PRS, I will do that, but at the venue it was a little bit of a noisier venue, so I kind of just went to humbucking mode. And, you know, with my normal single coil type guitars, that would have just been a noisy gig, whereas with these humbucking ones, kind of problem solved, right? It's great for playing funky stuff on. I think it's also got a 9.5 inch radius, which suits me better. So just about, I think this to me might be the perfect gigging PRS guitar. Like a DGT for me, I was often running in coil split mode, and you have to do like the pulling these knobs up thing to solve those things. Whereas for me, this with the 5-way switch, I can switch on a humbucker if I want to, but you know, those are totally independent and easy to set up. Like it's a really clever, versatile design. I think ultimately on most gigs I'd just pick whatever's working and stick to it probably. Although, you know, if I was getting to a rockier half of the set, I might go, right, this bridge pickup, I'm going to kick this one into humbucker mode and then kind of have your because you've essentially then got your HSS type situation, right? the other thing, it's got the PRS treble bleed, I think. Which works really well if you're like a volume knob type player as well. So overall, very pleased with it. I've got a couple more gigs this weekend coming up. I did ask PRS, are you okay if I do some gigs with it? So yeah, some more to follow. I'm really enjoying it. I think it looks great. I think it's super versatile. I think it's lightweight. And I do like this idea that you could have this as like a workhorsey type guitar, or a guitar that over time is going to show you some battle scars and stuff, which might be quite cool. Any negatives, by the way, that I could think of? Not at all. So it held tune really well, and it hasn't been tuned since the gig. Still holding its tune, like, so no complaints at all. The only thing is it maybe a bit nice for some of your more dodgy pub gigs. Would I want to take it into certain places, or like a really cramped stage? You know, that's the thing with a lot of the PRS guitars, right, where it's a bit posh. The other thing is that there is the SE version, which could make a really good backup, or equally a really good workhorse too. I think the upper end of the SE stuff is quite special too, in my opinion. They're making some really good guitars there and speccing them very well. So look at the PRS SE DGT, I would say, is a really great guitar. And they're also now making one of these semi-hollow versions as well, I think, an S2 Studio. Worth a look, maybe.